Hello, sorry we're a bit late. Just fucking about doing stuff. Dan, this is Dan's house, by the way. This is Dan's flat. His very uncomfortable bachelor sofa.
I heard that.
And it's definitely a man cave. I don't know if this angle, like your lights are wonky.
My what?
Look, that's all wonky.
I've had no complaints before. Oh right, yeah, I'll fix it. Hang on.
Oh dear, now I've like really.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Okay.
Rich says, "How now, Scott?" I think we need to lift it up a bit.
The whole thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, try that. Sorry for moving you all around. Oh, it's so wonky and wobbly.
This.
They're really wobbly, aren't they?
Yeah,
these things?
yeah.
Woo! Everyone's gonna feel drunk.
Like that.
I think that's okay.
What do you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll turn
I think
the
so.
tail.
No. I think you need a lift, Claire, instead. And the Centurion Scott says, "Hi, Claire. Hi, Dan. Rich is wearing Colonia Mira." So that's a myrrh fragrance.
Oh yeah, one of the Acqua di Parma ones.
Yes.
Yep.
So we've got some stuff that we're going to smell with you lot in a minute, but let's get the
indeed.
introductions out the way.
Tell us if you can hear okay, because we haven't done a live stream here, so we just used the mic on the phone.
Once, didn't we? But...
Oh, we did actually. Yeah. So and that was fine. Yeah. Just tell us if you can hear us okay.
How's the sound?
If
How's
it's
the
horrifically
visual?
echoey, we can try using a mic that's closer to us. But if it's all right, that's good. Yeah. Are we a bit wonky?
I think.
It looks like we're on a ship that's
Are we
a bit.
wonky? I don't know if we are.
Oh.
Have you got comments? You got the.
Oh yeah,
laptop?
let's do that. Sorry, yeah. So you can't actually hear.
So
You're
we're a
getting,
bit
you get them on
unprepared.
screen now, do you?
Yeah, but they disappear quite quickly.
They're only there for a moment. Yeah.
Frankenstein's wearing Zara Unexpected Fresh Spicy, and Shavon, who's doing Claire's key lighting for, and I lost what he just said. Who's doing the key lighting
What does that mean?
for this episode? She looks like she's star of stage, screen, and YouTube reviews.
Is that a good thing?
I think so.
Okay.
Rich is saying, Dan. Have you decided if you want to sell?
Oh yeah,
Reeve
I'm really
goes,
sorry. That's what I was just saying to Claire. I'm sorry. I did get your email, and I think it was an email that you sent, and then I couldn't find it again to answer you. So I'm very sorry. I don't know. I might do. Yeah. Let me just. I've got actually 4 bottles of Dolce & Gabbana Pour On, so I probably could let one go, couldn't I?
You got 4 bottles.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
I might be dead before I
How
use
often do you wear it? How many
3
times a year?
1 million. So yeah, let me. Sorry, Rich. I did mean to answer you. I have a lot of spam in my email, and so.
He's calling you spam.
No, I didn't mean you. But by the time an email is 2 days old, it's very hard to find it because there are so many things from the people trying to sell you things that I can't find it. So I'm just going to get the comments up properly on here.
Shape-a-thon, has anyone seen Sebastian's expensive niche fragrances to wear to avoid coronavirus video? Shape-a-thon likes to make these comments.
Is this a joke?
There is no such video.
But there is a thing about wearing cologne if you can't
Well,
find
no, what you can do
spray.
is you can spray cologne into your hands, and it's just as good as using an alcohol sanitizer gel.
So if you find a cheap enough one.
Apparently, a lot of those sanitizer gels aren't that effective because they haven't got the alcohol, and it's the alcohol that destroys the virus.
The rest is
So
neither
the
here
rest
nor
is
there.
bullshit, yeah.
Where do you need to be that you can see this easily? I'll tell you what we'll do, Claire. We'll put this on this thing and put it right there,
All
so
right.
it's easily.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you just carry on.
Right. So yeah, we are missing some comments.
Okay.
So, question in sense says 4711 is good for that. 60s booze.
Yeah, 4711.
We keep moving.
Sorry. How's that? All right.
You need to turn the volume off of that laptop.
Yep.
We've got the Curious Perfumer. So Curious Perfumer, if you don't know Dan, she's got a new YouTube channel. She's lovely. She's from down
I was quite curious about her.
down Southern America. So she's got Southern drawl. She's really good at describing fragrances. So you should check her out, by the way.
Okay.
She's saying hi.
Right. Hello.
And Rich is saying, duck spam. And Scott is saying that's why there's none on eBay, because Dan's got them all. That's, I guess, the Dolce & Gabbanas.
They come up often enough, but actually not that often. But yeah, occasionally they do. Every year that goes by, though, the vintage stuff gets harder to find, obviously.
Yeah.
So
standard.
yeah.
Right, let's.
Okay, so can you see now what you need to see?
I think so. Right then, drink of the night.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Drink and snack of
we'll
the
tell
night,
them what
everyone.
we've been doing, shall we?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Drink and snack of the night. I've got a vodka and Diet Coke in the flamingo glass, which is a requisite at this rendezvous point.
That was not me fasting. That's my leather sofa.
He's just had a curry.
No. My leather sofa is a bit squeaky, and I'm sticking to that story. My drink of the night is well, I had a couple of punk IPAs, and now I just went to the nearest shop. The best kind of okay lager that I thought they had was Estrella, which is just a Spanish lager, which is okay. Espanol. So that's it, and let us know if you have a snack or drink of the night. Please, Naughty Chesterfield. Yeah, it is supposedly a Chesterfield sofa. Yeah, we want to talk about that whole. Well, I suppose there's not that much to say, but apparently with the coronavirus, you can use an eau de cologne.
Well, because
it's
eau de colognes are more alcohol than, so you're better off with an eau de cologne, and also it's going to be cheaper than spraying eau de parfum into your hands, which could work out quite expensive. Although many of us have so much that we could just do that.
But I'm not sure that there may be a thing that it has to be over 90% or 80%. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like 70%.
Oh right. Okay.
But
I think you can buy rubbing alcohol as well if you go.
Yeah, or you could just buy alcohol on its own, like Perfume is alcohol, rubbing alcohol, whatever. But
apparently if you just rub vodka or something, that's not enough, because it's only like 40% alcohol.
Yeah, vodka is only like 37. Smirnoff is 37.5%.
So
off
it's
memory.
less effective. Yeah.
So you want I think it's 70% minimum alcohol in your substance.
To actually kill stuff off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people. I went to the gym today, and this guy got on the treadmill to use the one next to me, but before he used it, he was like, he had
really
wiped it for about 10 minutes. It was definitely coronavirus, So let you know what you think about it. What's interesting about the coronavirus, says Shaveathon, is that it seems children are asymptomatic but can be carriers.
Oh.
Really? Also, oh sorry, Estrella is Portuguese. No, well,
this is Barcelona, wasn't it?
Barcelona, last time I checked.
Barcelona.
Was in, well, the people of Barcelona may consider Barcelona to be in Catalonia, but either way, it's not in Portugal.
Do we need to get political?
It's not political.
So soon. So let's say hi to some people.
I think it is Spanish.
Lizzie is from Rose and Jones. She's
Hello.
got a really nice YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Do check her out.
I will.
You check Lizzie out. Rose and Jones.
Another bad comment.
So she can't stop. She's too tired, but she says happy sniffing. Robert Crawford. So Robert sent me the samples of the orange.
Hello, yeah.
So thanks. Hi Robert, thank you. We are going to sniff those in a bit.
Right.
We'll get Dan's opinion on them.
Right.
He's got toast and jam and a latte.
Right.
Well, that sounds rather
party
comforting.
animal. Yeah.
No, that sounds good.
No, that's lovely.
I got a lovely bath earlier, and
Yeah.
I had coffee with cream and dark chocolate in the bath.
Oh wow.
Because I woke up from my nap, and I was so old. I woke up from my nap and I just felt so tired, and I needed something to lift me up. So I had a coffee
lovely,
in the bath with dark chocolate, and it was good.
That sounds nice, yeah. I've got into coffees a bit lately, because I wasn't drinking it for a while, but I enjoy a coffee. And the Co-op opposite us, actually, shouldn't tell you this, Claire, because you probably don't want to be tempted. But some of the Danish pastry style things from there are pretty good.
I don't need to know that.
Oh my god!
I don't need to know all this.
The almond float are really good. That'd be so nice with a coffee.
Yeah, don't talk to me about this.
Yeah.
You're all right because you run it off.
Well, I don't always, but yeah.
I just fuck it. All I do is sleep, so I can't eat Danish pastries because I'll just get fat.
They are naughty. No,
Yeah.
they're naughty. So, Shavathon says in Washington State here in the USA, they have an advisory that if you're 60 years of age and older, stay home, distance yourself from others, and telecommute if possible.
Well, like telecommunications.
Teleport yourself? Is it like Star Trek?
Telekinesis.
Oh, right. That's going to be hard for most people.
Well, I know if you're good at telepathy, that'll work.
That's probably hard instruction to follow.
Jon Snow's here. Hi, John. AKA Scented Snowdrops.
Oh, hello.
Hiya.
Right. Yeah, I know who Jon Snow is.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know anyone who's actually got coronavirus?
No. Well, there's less than 60 cases in the UK.
Well, I did see some people on one of the channels I watched today saying, well, tuberculosis kills 1 million people a year. This is,
even now?
Yeah, or something like that.
Well, flu's still a bigger deal.
Yeah, you're more likely to die of flu.
But I guess they're looking at what's going to happen rather than what's happening right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho, this is not a medical channel.
Sorry. It's not really our area of expertise, is it?
Robert Crawford, you had any more French kiss? No.
That's a bit personal.
He's talking about the perfume review today.
Okay.
I only the last bit was like tiny, so I've got one spray left. But no, I haven't had a French kiss in a long time, Robert.
I don't even know what one is. Hello, both of you, says Johnson. Nose, no notes.
Say that again quickly.
Catchy title. Nose, no notes. That's
Well
brilliant.
done,
That's actually
well
good. That's
done,
a really
well
good name. Do you know who they are? Or you just know the name?
we talk. We're on Facebook.
Oh, right.
We're on Instagram. But
are they in the UK or?
I don't actually know where Notes is based.
He or she, no offence, I don't know who, says definitely interesting times ahead. I'm a manager for a mental health institute, and we're going to have to figure out ways to deal with this, the corona thing.
I guess what in terms of limiting visitors.
Or do you just mean that people with mental health issues would be extremely stressed?
I don't
know.
I mean, they're stressed anyway, aren't they? I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we don't need to go.
The Netherlands knows notes is in. It's only on Instagram but has just branched out. Welcome.
I'm trying to think what I know in Dutch.
Yeah. Rich Mitch says.
Godverdomme, klik maar geen vis jouw lul.
Oh dear.
Sorry, that's really rude.
That was disgusting.
Like,
it sounded rude even in
really rude, and I'm so sorry, but I know something in a lot of languages.
Is this what you learned on your cruise ship?
Yeah.
Rich Mitch says, I'd like to catch COVID just to get it over with.
Yeah, but you don't know if you're going to be immune from it just because you caught it. Like, you could end up... So first, there's a risk of you spreading it. Then there's a risk of you getting it again. And then there's a risk that you didn't know you had an underlying issue and it might kill you.
Perhaps you can't get it again, though. I don't know.
We don't know that.
Well,
no one knows that.
Oh, right, they don't know.
It's unknown.
Oh, Christ.
Question in sense. You know where I'm based, Claire? I bought a bottle of Red Cap from you. Oh, that's you. I didn't realise that. And she loved it. So yeah, he bought a bottle of Question in sense bought the Red Cap Dolce & Gabbana, which is a vintage bottle from me. Which was my boss's, Linda's.
The rectangular shaped bottle.
Yeah, and it was for his friend who loved it and missed it very much.
Right.
So I can't remember your address because my memory's not that great, but I do know that obviously you're in the UK.
Yeah, the Red Cap Dolce & Gabbana female fragrance has just as much of a following as the original Dolce & Gabbana Perfume, if not more so.
Oh, really?
And there's the whole same thing with it being...
And Ouch 110 is massively a fan of it.
And I guess it's the same that you've got to have the Euro Italia version, right, guys? Is that how it works? But that's certainly how it is with the male version. So Daniel San says, howdy y'all, hello.
Daniel San.
Derek Gustard Magic, hello, you gorgeous pair.
Oh.
Thank you. Talking Sense, gotta catch 'em all. Robert Lee, I want it just to see what all the fuss is about. I presume you're talking about coronavirus. I don't think you would want it.
He might be talking about Red Cat.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, that would be okay. Yeah, don't think he would. Centurion says, hi, Daniel. Hello, Centurion.
That's Scott.
Right, he's got a good channel, hasn't he?
He's got a nice channel.
It's a UK channel, isn't it? Yeah.
Your eyesight's better than me. I can't read this.
Oh, right. Is there anything we can do about that?
No, not really.
No, there is. I
glasses.
reckon I can.
Can you
I can
make it look
100% it. Zoom.
Zooming.
How does that work? It didn't happen. Yeah, that.
Ooh,
Oh.
no, we're all big.
But now if we scroll down, I bet we can. No, we can't. No. That didn't work very well, did it? I can't get it to go left. And
I look
actually...
all drunk in that live feed. Don't know, I look all like dopey.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem to like that.
Alright, okay.
Just put it where you can see.
I'll just bring it slightly closer
Yeah,
to my
yeah.
eyeballs. Right then, so yeah. Talking sense. Dan, what do you think of the Creed sale? You're into your Creed.
Oh yeah.
What's this?
Creed has been sold.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, not they've got a special offer.
I thought they were having an outlet
10%
sale.
off at Notino. No, Creed has been sold, so it's no longer passed from Père de Fille depuis 1761 is no longer true because it's now been passed to Diageo, or it's now been passed to I forget one company and some individual who has something to do with the big corporation Diageo. So they've sold it.
Okay. So it's a big company.
Yeah, it's been sold to a big company.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I don't know who's who, but.
Oh, Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
Fragmental. Good evening. Hello. Yeah, Creed has been sold to a corporation.
Right.
However, apparently Olivia and Erwin will still be working for them, so they'll still be hands-on with the fragrances. Some people would debate how much they were in the first place, but so. Yeah, what do people think about that? I mean, I don't know how much people here care about Creed. I think that it doesn't massively surprise me because they've taken on the air of a large, almost a corporation anyway.
It's not happening. I've always seen them as a large company, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner.
So,
like Joe Malone sold off quite a few years ago.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly like all of those things, unfortunately. I don't think it immediately means that the fragrances will all be, I mean, most of them have had different formulas. I don't think it suddenly means all their fragrances won't be any good anymore.
I think people jump on this whole, they're going to reformulate everything.
Why would they? No.
They're going to weaken everything. Everything's going to be watered down. They're going to take all the expensive ingredients out.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen immediately.
I don't think that at all, no. I think that with the brands, especially brands like Creed, which are fairly widely, they're not made in somebody's garden shed or in a tiny artisanal thing. It's already being done in a factory. It's already being produced
kind of
fairly cheaply. Trust me, I'm not saying, from my experience of producing a fragrance, the actual cost of putting really good ingredients in a fragrance isn't that high. Yeah. The margin, I'm not going to mention numbers, but the actual cost of producing a really good fragrance, e.g. a Creed, is still very low, and I don't think there's much to be gained by cheapening that very much. Their margin, they can still use really good ingredients and make. The only reason stuff probably has been reformulated is because perhaps some ingredients do become really hard to get, or maybe overnight becomes 6 times more expensive. But I don't think that they'll suddenly water it down or whatever.
Bless you.
That was the sofa. Let us know if viewers can hear that. So it's a bit like when breweries have sold off some of the famous things like Punk IPA. I think they haven't been sold off. Some of the American craft breweries have been sold off to the Budweiser Corporation, but it doesn't mean that their beer suddenly becomes tasting like Budweiser. Right. But it's a bit of a shame in a way.
There's always a worry. I think if you are a fan, if Creed make one of your favourite fragrances, there is probably a big concern that they might
it would be,
interfere in time, not necessarily immediately, but in time, they might interfere with that and
Yeah.
try to cut costs somehow.
Yeah.
I guess that's a concern.
Or shift the nature of the fragrances to be more
or,
mass appealing.
or like discontinue because it's not a big seller.
Yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
that's
that.
true. Yeah.
So I get that. I understand a concern.
Can you see the screen all right?
If I lean in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Chris Fragmental has said he just bought 3 fantastic creeds in the Notino sale: Royal Mayfair, Original, Santal, and Viking. I missed this.
I think you're liking Viking. I think you should have Viking.
Fuck Viking.
Fuck Viking.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Fuck
So I
Viking.
didn't.
You heard it here
The
first.
thing that I have against
Fuck
Viking is that it
Viking.
came out with that weird hype thing, so I've always had a slight prejudice against it. But it's actually okay. But it's just not.
It's quite spicy.
I find it a bit. Sorry, I didn't mean that as a Chris. That's a good fragrance to have. It does smell really nice. It's actually very
me.
me.
I told you to fuck your Viking.
No, I
Chris.
didn't say it against him. Royal Mayfair, I really like. Original Santo is good, and I just have a thing against Viking because it came out with that weird hype thing, and the name is a bit odd, isn't it? But it does smell really good. What do you think of it, Chris?
Outlandish for Creed.
It's weird,
at the time,
it's a bit
but
weird. The
I thought
name is weird.
It's all right fragrance. Quite different to what they usually do.
Yeah.
I have only tried it from a sample, so I don't have too much to say about it.
Where does it stand amongst your favourites, Chris? Please, Viking.
And let me say hello to Rush.
Rush.
Let me say hello to Jimbo.
Yes.
Thank you, my friends, for joining us. DB70, good evening.
Rich Mitch says he's dying to try Green Valley. That's a discontinued creed.
Oh, right.
It's supposed to be sort of a bit like Green Irish Tweed.
Right, yeah.
Came out in 1999. I've actually, dare I say it, sullying your channel, I've got the Dur version, which is called Vert Instincts, and it's really nice.
Is it like mountain water, but a bit lower?
No, it's nice. It's different. I see what you mean, Green Valley. Yeah. That's up in the mountain. That's when it dribbles down to the gully.
Into the valleys, isn't it? So you've done a mountain.
Ditch, yeah.
So ditch water, Creed ditch
It's
water.
like a ditch,
ditch water
at the bottom of the mountain. Yeah.
They should do one. Just be honest about it and call it ditch water.
Ditch water. I might do that as one of my next fragrances. Chris says it's a beaut, so that's fair enough. About Viking, he's talking. Yeah, but it's nice. Some people compare it to Old Spice. It is definitely quite meaty.
I get that. It's very spicy. It's very spicy. Hillary's in the building. Hi, Hillary.
Hello, Hillary.
The fragrance test tube.
Yeah, Viking, weird name, Chris.
The fragrance test tube had some very funny comments on George and Jeremy's video.
Oh, we just watched that. Now Claire almost forbid me and now has allowed me to mention it. Yeah. Go on. Do you want to say anything?
Well, no. I'm not going to say what the fragrance test tube said.
Right.
But it definitely had some funny comments on Jeremy and George's video. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh.
Because we didn't look at the comments. We only looked at the video.
We just watched the video now, right? So George, the fragrance apprentice, did a live stream with Jeremy in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting. But obviously we don't. Yeah, I think Claire, you don't want to steer the conversation in the direction of anything that could get personal.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to talk about it in general, but I have this kind of thing on my channel that
we don't want to go over.
I don't want to talk specifically about anyone.
Okay.
Which I don't think there's anything either of us would say anyway.
No, it was really interesting. We just found it interesting.
Yeah.
We didn't expect to see them together on a video out in Los Angeles suddenly.
Yeah.
And they're quite contrasting personalities.
They're very. That's what I think I did say to you. Is like. But George is really funny and down to earth and kind of like a bit pissed, and Jeremy's sobering, certainly the drink aspect of things, and Jeremy's a bit more business-like, and in the end he just got pissed off. He's like, right, Frank, what did he say? Cheers, guys.
Yeah, that was it.
Cut it quite short.
It's an odd couple, yeah.
They're an odd couple, but I'm sure they had great Ferrari time.
Apparently, yeah. It was 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
They said, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure they had a good time.
Yeah. So it was actually really fun. So if you just go to the Fragrance Apprentice channel, it's definitely worth a look, isn't it? That video. Well, sure we both agree we like having them to talk about in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fragrance community. They're
Our
both,
fragrance
they're both pretty
test
good.
tube about the white. So I didn't actually realise what the context was of what you said, fragrance test tube, and I'm not going to repeat what you said, but
Oh, right.
yeah, I'll tell.
Fragrance
we'll just
test
watch
tube
it
said he
back
didn't
later.
realise his comments were public.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I
like
dread
when
to
you
think
say
now.
when you say something out loud and you think you just
Oh
thought
yeah,
it.
you thought you just thought it. Oh, Rich Mitch will be happy to know that Smolto is in the building.
Oh my god, are we going to smell this?
I think we
fucking
need to
thing?
tease him a bit.
Do you know what, Rich?
Smolto.
Is this going to
Have you,
die?
have you never smelled it?
No.
I'll plug it in. Yeah,
Come on.
No, it's all right.
I'm sorry,
got loads.
it just died.
it's just like
a battery dead. You know the thing. You know
the
what I mean?
stream's died.
No, you know when it goes black because you haven't touched it for a while.
Oh. Well, I touch
Happens to all of us.
mine quite often. Yeah, okay.
Let's smell this Smolto shit that Rich has been going on about for
we're doing a live
fucking ever.
Have you ever smelled it?
No.
Oh,
Right,
no.
ducky. Right,
This is
rubber
gonna be
ducky.
like
We're gonna smell this fucking duck shit. No, not duck shit. We're gonna. Hang on. This is my channel, isn't it? I don't want to swear like this. We're gonna smell this rubber ducky Smolto thing and see what all the hype is about, Rich. Talking sense, they're both tossers. Let's be frank about it. Good to have them though. It takes all sorts. Done it. And Rich says Smolto is amazing sauce. Are you getting at the duck? So yes, Jimbo. Finally, we're gonna smell the Smolto.
Oh, the moment of truth.
My God. I mean, literally.
Right.
Do you know what? It's a good job this sofa is wipe cleanable because I'm that excited.
Do you know I've ordered some tester strips which are coming, but they're not here yet. So it's going to be
Just
the
like
usual.
me.
Yeah, we've got some proper ones coming, but yeah.
In the meantime,
So
I'm gonna cut up some notebook
yes, notebooks.
because this is again this is how we roll.
I'm afraid so. Here on
We're
our
gonna
channel,
smell
yeah.
this Smolto.
Your channel. Yeah, Smolto.
Smolto. What even does like what's
Who's
that
even
supposed
heard
to
of?
mean?
Well, I think
Smolto.
Smolto, Francesco Smolto. If you knew much about the world of fashion, surely you would have known.
What?
You would have heard of Francesco Smolto. It's a fashion house, I believe, but perhaps just a couple of notches down from Chanel in the world repute level. But I mean, say as was. Did you know Ted Lapidus was a fashion designer?
I think I
Yeah.
kind of guessed that. So DB70 says Smelto. And Ben from Talking Sense had that exact problem tonight. Was gonna make a video and I'm out of test strips, but then I
Yeah.
saw the stream, so every cloud. And Rich says can smell toe. Raphael was wondering if Dan tried the other Swedoft, the lavender one, Mysterious Shadow.
No, I don't have that one. I've got
Did they send you
a
any
couple.
samples, or have you just got the
I've got
Rasputin?
a full bottle and two 30ml bottles, which we might talk about
Yeah, let's
here
smell
tonight
them
if you
all.
want
We'll
to.
smell them all if we've got time.
So we've got also, as well as Rasputin, we've got Royal Satisfaction, Prince Andrew's favourite, and Cambodian Oud.
Right, okay,
Which
we'll
doesn't
smell those.
Smell that oudy. Well, it
Right,
does,
come on,
okay.
let's spray
Anyway,
some
those are
stuff.
some bits of paper.
So get the Smolto.
I'll get the Smolto.
Let's get the
Right,
Smolto.
it's a Smolto Eau de Toilette for men. I mean, first of all, great design with that kind of marbled blue effect. Very good. And it was a 1987 release, I believe. I've just got a 30
Is it
ml.
discontinued?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. I
So
don't
this
think
will
it's
be
even.
vintage.
Yeah, it has a barcode, so it's not. It's post the era when I think after about 1981 things tended to have barcodes for us geeks out there, and it comes in a bottle like that. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it looks old.
It looks like an old fragrance. It's only 30ml. 30ml can be really good though because
Have you got a lot?
yeah,
If you've got over 200 bottles.
yeah, it's
How many
enough.
have you got?
You're maybe 400 or something. Not as many as some reviewers. So it looks really good. I won't go into a note listing. Just imagine all the notes you
Don't
normally
tell me
hear.
the notes because I quite like to pick them out.
Okay, everything you normally expect in an 80s powerhouse, basically.
Can't wait.
Actually, it's been a while since I actually
It's been
tried
a while,
this.
yeah.
You can probably already. It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good.
Okay, yep. So, very old fashioned.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of Brutes. It's green, but it's also a bit sweet. Reminds me of almost reminds me a little bit of Fahrenheit in some sort of way.
Rich Mitch.
Lavender, I take it.
Almost certainly. Rich Mitch says vintage bottles are the best. He says smoky Italian leather. Oh, perhaps it might be an Italian company, yeah. No, it says Paris. No, sorry. Anyway, go on.
Is it Francesca or Francesco?
Francesco.
Francesco suggests Italian because they end everything.
It does say Paris, but perhaps it's an Italian designer who's settled in Paris.
It does smell very old-fashioned. It smells very 80s.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Brut.
Polo greenish to me, bit piney.
Yeah, piney.
Rich, have you actually got it?
Toilet freshener.
Yeah, it does have that, yeah.
Yeah. Not
Mavid Day says hello to you both.
So
Real Oak Moss.
His real name is David.
Okay, is he called David May?
Yeah, we know him from fragrance
Didn't he play
groups.
for Man United?
I don't know about that, but we know him from fragrance groups in the UK.
Right.
Yeah, that smells really old-fashioned.
Rich has got it. Real Oak Moss, yeah, very piney and mossy, really. Yeah. Very good if you like that kind of thing.
If you don't, then you don't.
It's not going to convert you. Does it convert you?
No. This is not the fragrance to wear if you are looking for a panty dropper. It's not the fragrance to wear if you're going clubbing.
Okay.
It's not the fragrance to wear if you're trying to appear like you are under 50.
But it is the fragrance
if you want to blend in,
when would you wear it?
If you want to blend in with the toilet cleaner.
Oh no, that's unfair.
If you want to remind people of their ageing uncle.
Do you agree with me that it smells like this one, Claire?
Let's find out.
Which I'm bringing an advert for, because I've just been in my new home, which you're getting one of the less attractive corners of.
Except I'm making.
Apart from, well, yeah, I was going to say that.
Except for the oven behind us.
Yeah, the oven's not. Polo green, and I'm going to put some posters up of fragrances, and this is from an 80s issue of Vogue. Isn't that nice? It reminds me of Polo green.
Which I'm pretty sure that's one I don't like.
Yeah, you don't like it a lot. Sorry.
Are we spraying this horrible thing?
Maybe just smell it.
Right. Okay. No.
Are you going to spray it? Okay.
Yeah, we'll spray it.
Polo green.
Is this the one that has really bad connotations for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of an old man. Vintage Cosmere. Yeah, it's a dodgy spray. It's got a dodgy spray.
So David says, yes, but not the former Man United centre-back, unfortunately, although I did sell him a car, bizarrely. So David sells cars. We were chatting about that today.
Right. Yeah, the Man United player, David May. Didn't he actually play in the 1999 Champions League winning side? He was one of the unsung heroes.
I don't fucking know. Why are you looking at me and asking me that question?
Confirm if that's right, Mavid Day or David May.
That's horrible.
Right. Okay. And Small Toe, similarly, you're not a fan, but
I think Small Toe
less repulsive.
Better.
Okay. So they're not massively similar to
but both very outdated, sharp, harsh, toilet cleanery, piney, old-fashioned, not very well blended, not very smooth.
Right.
That's my
Critical Virgo hates Polo green, so this is a common theme. Yeah. Hello, Tina.
Tina's got a great YouTube channel,
hello.
by the way.
Someone says, why does it do that? It's so annoying. Someone says, so reminds you of Mousse Illuminate, which is a Rogue Perfumery one.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a bit more sophisticated. So, him and Jap Stam at the back there was in the 1999 final.
Right, yeah.
Because he was, I think, didn't he come from Blackburn Rovers originally? This is not normally what you have on your channel, is it?
We don't talk about football on my channel, no.
So David May was sort of, there were a number of players who played in the legendary Alex Ferguson early sides who sort of almost didn't quite seem, they weren't exactly the David Beckhams or the Cantonars, but they were like Steve Bruce even, or David May, or even Brian McClare.
Right.
Less glamorous people who did a great job. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Back to you.
So, Talking Set says, Claire should do all the reviews on Dan's videos.
What? I should just dissolve myself from the channel?
You can do the intros. You can do like a stupid rap or something.
Oh, thanks. Just glad to know you rate what I do. So that's really nice. Yeah.
But do you know what? I have had this idea
Yeah.
that I take over your channel.
Oh, right.
Like, we don't warn your subscribers, and I will
Right.
just suddenly post a review on your channel as if I've stolen your phone and
Okay.
done it. Would you be up for that?
That could be fun, yeah.
Yeah. So I might do.
That
I
could be
might
really
take over Dan's channel. And you could, if you want, you could take over my channel and do it.
Oh, okay. That would be fun.
Review on my channel.
Do we have to dress as each other?
Oh, that would be fun.
You'd have to like find a big bit of
I've
hair
already
and
got.
put it across your
I've already got
face.
quite a big forehead, so I reckon
Yeah.
we're almost there.
No, you're not. The trouble is yours is, I'm not saying your forehead is large, but it's not gradually becoming larger with every passing day since the age of 23, as mine has. So yeah, Dennis Irwin, fantastic player, there you go. Loving your hair this evening. Oh, Claire. I
Are
thought it was
you or me?
No, it's you. So, send Claire to Canada to collab with all us Canadian reviewers, says Rush.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'm up for that.
Rich Mitch says Clayton Blackmore. Yeah, that's a total example of a very average player who did well in Alex Ferguson United team. Yeah.
Right.
Peter Davenport, bought from Nottingham Forest in the early years. Anyway, hands up if you remember Peter Davenport. Okay.
My hand is firmly not up.
Right.
Okay, so
Let's get back to. Oh, I was going to say what we would like to do, perhaps on my channel or could be on yours, but I'd actually, it would be another video with you talking about some of my things like Smolto Porom, rating my stinky powerhouses, because those are fun videos, I think. And you want to do one about my creeds on yours.
So I'm going to rate your creeds on my channel. Yeah.
You're going to become the new Aaron Terence Hughes, smelling the creeds and giving your view.
But I'm not just going to rate them on 5 seconds on paper. I'm going to give them a little. I like to give I think fragrances deserve a bit more, like a bit of skin time, a little bit longer.
Right, but how are we going to do that in a video?
Well, I think at least put them on paper.
Maybe have them for a day and then come back.
We'll spend a day with them on paper and then come back to them and then respray them so we can look at the opening notes along with the dry downs.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you take the lead a bit more now and do what you normally do on your live stream.
Okay.
So I don't want me to like distort it.
No, it's cool. It's like
Good
it's all
overly.
good. It's all good. So I reckon, have we done our scent of the night yet? No. So my scent of the night, while Dan's got his gob full of beer, my scent of the night is 3 different perfumes. I've got Vintage Poison. I don't know why that's so funny. I've got a Vintage Poison on my left wrist, which when I had you smell it earlier, it instantly recognised that it was a vintage, old-fashioned female designer fragrance, didn't you? So there it is now.
Yeah. I actually said I wanted to say poison, but I said opium just as a no-brainer. But I was envisaging.
There's actually poison and opium. If you think of what they actually mean, opium is a drug, poison is a poison. Like I can see why you would mix the two up. Anyway.
True. Oh, so you've got a 30ml spray.
I've got
Sounds
30ml vintage spray. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I actually, despite the fact that I don't normally like tuberose, I actually really like it. It's very incensey, very rich, lots of plum. Really like it. So I'm really enjoying that. And then on this wrist, I've got my Rose Elie Saab Essence No. 1 on my right wrist.
Right.
That's that one there.
Oh, okay.
I'm really loving that. Really loving that. And then up here, I've got Wart d'Armonique from Galant, which is the incense vanilla fragrance.
And that's a kind of paper, incensey paper.
Inspired by the Papier d'Harmonie, which is the paper that's enhanced or infused with the benzoin resin. So when you burn it, it smells like benzoin incense.
Ah. And is that Armenian?
Yes,
that's
it originates in Armenia.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So other comments. Have you seen the video at Jon Snow? Search "How's the Bacon" on YouTube. Well, I think we'll stay well out of that one. Ah, Claire, what was the one fragrance that you always hated on Dan?
Oh,
How long have you got? It's more than one, mate.
well, no. So one in particular, which was it? There's two that smell the same to me. 24 Gold.
It was Ragbar.
And Ragbar.
I haven't got it. I'll pull it out. Yeah.
Ragbar Intense.
No, Ragbar.
No,
Ragbar Lataffa. Yeah, the one that smells very similar to 24 Gold, which is sort of
vanilla and oud.
Vanilla and oud, essentially, yeah.
But for some reason, I found it absolutely repulsive.
Abhorrent.
Absolutely, fucking disgusting. And I will always remember the day that you were going to bed and you picked up your bottle.
Happy memories.
And you went.
I thought, why not wear something sweet and vanilla
And I thought,
in bed?
Okay, something tells me Dan's not hoping to get lucky tonight.
I didn't either, no.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something disgusting about the oud in that is...
That's the kind of oud you don't like.
That's what I hate. That's the oud
it's
I hate.
probably very cheap oud,
It's
seeing
got
as
to be-
it's $9.99 a bottle.
It's got to be synthetic. You can't, for a £10 a bottle, it's got to be synthetic. So yeah, a sweet, thick, thick vanilla.
Yeah.
Thick, sweet
burnt
vanilla
sugar kind of caramel.
with
notes,
synthetic oud.
Mm.
And then you sprayed like 30 sprays.
I'm sorry about that. It was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, I kind of smart to the end of it all, really, didn't it?
It was the beginning. Yeah.
Beginning of the end there.
Yeah, she didn't like that.
I don't
so
know. I don't
that's a
think
good answer.
I think that's not a good fragrance, but I think if you are going to wear it, then just do 1 or 2 sprays.
Yeah. Muddy says scent of the night is Goran Mitsuko.
Okay.
Classic.
Yeah.
Also
classic.
very much a favourite of Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, really?
Apparently, he used to spray it. He used to wear it. You know, I guess it's more thought of as a female perfume, but he used to apparently spray it in great abundance.
I think back in those days, it wasn't marketed in that way. I think it was anyone could wear it.
Oh, okay. Well, also there were a lot less high quality, posh fragrances for men, perhaps. Don't know. And I like. Does anyone else like Charlie Chaplin? I like his films. Some people think they're a bit crap by today's standards because the comedy's a bit slapstick or basic.
Yeah.
But I think they're very good. Discuss.
For me,
What do you
a
think?
bit too slapstick. I'm not a fan of slapstick too much. Not something I particularly watch.
No, I mean they're obviously it's hard to sit through them because the quality, the way they're done is not what we're used to.
Yeah.
I do quite like Laurel and Hardy as well, though. Sometimes I think slapstick can be good if it's done with a little bit of cleverness and funniness, but I like a belly laugh, you know.
Yeah.
Hence, that's
when
why.
When did you last belly laugh?
Interesting, good question. This did happen.
Right.
Because you know Sean, Greg's mate.
Yeah.
Friend of Greg from the Greggy Boy.
Up with him Saturday. Next Saturday.
Friend of Greg from the Greggy Boy 76 channel gave me a USB stick with the latest or the last but one series 9 of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right.
With Larry David. So does anyone else watch that? And that's a very good American.
Right, I don't know.
Which does have a lot of very good belly laughs in it.
Yeah.
Carry on. Back to you.
Back to me.
Can you?
John to Dan, which one of Aaron Terence Hughes did not appeal to you? We haven't really tried them.
We're going to try them soon.
We've got them right here, so we are going to be doing those, John. Sorry it's taken us a little while. Raj, a Sentient Man, Pizza Hut, had a fragrance, bizarrely. Did it smell like a pepperoni pizza? Jill, interesting, never knew that. David ordered Amouage Jubilation today. Any good?
Oh
tried that?
Yeah. We've I've worn it years ago. I think this is a funny. We seem to be getting some funny stories from our past.
It's not the one you put on the beach.
No.
That was Interlude.
Oh, that was Interlude where I walked to the beach on a holiday.
On the beach in a hot country.
So in Lanzarote.
And he got out his decant of Interlude, man, and sprayed it on the beach.
Well, it did last.
And it was really hot. So
I wore Jubilation 25 when we went to your dad's that social club where they have tribute bands.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
Where you ordered the ham roll.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have to order the ham roll.
It's like
before
£1 and you get a ham roll.
It's like something from the 60s.
Served to you halfway
it?
through the performance. This old lady will come up and give you your ham roll.
So we went to this social evening at your dad's. What's it called? Some kind of social club.
It's like a working men's type club.
Yeah. And they tend to have bands that are like
tributes. Buddy
Motown
Holly
tribute band. Yeah. Which are quite good. And anyway, I wore it once there years ago, and it was okay. But it never quite grabbed me enough to say it's really brilliant. But I do think it's pretty nice. Okay. So that's my answer on that.
Yeah. John Snow says, Dan, I always had a big weakness for Norman Wisdom. Good old.
Yeah, I like all that. Yeah, Norman Wisdom, brilliant. I obviously Carry On films can be quite funny. Norman Wisdom's really good. This is a bit niche, but I love the humour of Jimmy Greaves on Saint and Greavesy. If you watched football in the 80s, Saint and Greavesy was a programme in the UK, and former well-known footballer Jimmy Greaves had a very sharp wit. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Carry on. Back. I don't want to like steer the frag discussion in that direction.
It's fine.
So the humour of Jimmy Greaves is a huge favourite of mine. Yeah.
Tina off of the Critical Virgo says, dangerous to order Amouage blind, but I enjoy Jubilation. Ben of Talking Sense interludes Wrecking Ball.
Yes.
David, thanks Critical, only have reflection from them currently.
That's the one that's a bit like Amouage.
Muddy says, what are your thoughts on Beau de Jour?
Claire, what do you think?
I haven't really tried it properly. So it came out as a private blend to start with.
Yeah, a bit weird story that, yeah.
I don't think it's that different now, apparently.
No. I think I've tried both, but yeah, some people say inevitably some people say, oh, the new one's weaker, it's been reformulated. But they would say that.
But
they're programmed to
think that.
But
because it's a lot cheaper.
Also, it may not be true. People think that that's happening.
It could be the same,
people
might
think
not be.
that, yeah.
People get like
People get that in their head.
Whatever.
It's all right, Beau de Jour, but I don't think it is a kind of a nice barbershop-ish scent, but it didn't jump out at me so far as being so amazing.
Got your name written all over
it does, but that I think I might have a slight anti-Tom Ford bias. I don't know why, but I do have Italian Cyprus, which is discontinued, and I really like that.
It's because it's discontinued.
Probably, yeah. That's why I like it. So I don't know what to say about that, but I did think Beau de Jour was very nice, but not.
What about Lavender Extreme?
That was very nice as well. You
preferred that? Oh.
Yes, but I did agree with many people who said you might as well just buy Caron Pour un Homme, which is about 30 quid. So yes, I love both of them, but why would I? Yes, it's really nice, but what did you think of Lavender Extreme?
I didn't try it well enough to have.
And neither did I, to be fair.
I wondered if Lavender Extreme and Beau de Jour might have some similarities.
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, there's quite a bit of lavender in both. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe we'll have to revisit.
I'm going to go for a wee.
Oh God, I'm on my own.
Okay. You can handle this lot.
Yeah, I doubt it. No, different crowd to what I'm used to.
Just be nice.
I don't do live streams because I can't. I'm not into spontaneity. I can't like
you can
manage.
While you're talking, you can pour me a drink.
No, because I can't leave the camera dead. Can I? That's like dead air. That's a sin.
Okay.
But as soon as you get back, you sit down and then I'll go and get your drink.
Alright. We've got stuff right here anyway. Just all you need to do is read out the comment.
I do understand the concept.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat about you while you're gone.
Alright.
Yeah. No. We're both feeling quite elderly lately, aren't we? It's all gone downhill for us. So yes, Claire's off to the toilet. Right, back to the football. Says Mavid Day, who forever in my mind will be David May from Manchester United. Dennis Irwin says Rich Mitch would wear green Irish tweed. He probably would, yes. Whatever happened to Dennis Irwin? Yeah. Some of the footballers obviously go on to be on all the, be pundits and stuff, but surely there isn't enough room for all of them. But I should imagine Dennis Irwin probably manages Shamrock FC in Ireland now or something, doesn't he? But I don't know. So, yes, guys. Claire's gone to the toilet. So, yeah, this is my new flat. And it's just round the corner from Claire. You know, a maximum 5-minute walk from Claire's. So, it's really, really close. Unluckily for Claire. And so we're giving you the unglamorous view, although I do like my sofa, but as you can see, we've got the oven in the background, but we're trying to give you the candid sort of candid view of reality. And so that's what we're up to this evening. But let's move on from the football talk, guys. So has anybody out there, Graham Lasso or John Beresford, don't know what to say in answer to that. What do you mean? Which one would you pick? Guys, any preference? So yeah, we're going to be trying out some fragrances soon. So let's talk about that, because that is what we're here for. So has anyone out there tried Swedoft fragrances? They've caused a little bit of a rumble in the fragrance community. And so they're obviously a Swedish brand, and we're going to try 3 of those. And then we're going to have a look at, I think, some Terence Hughes stuff, which is definitely a brand that's caused a big stir, hasn't it, recently? So and Claire's been sliding across the floor because I've got quite a shiny. Yeah, you could do it there, but don't hurt yourself. Oh no, she's so childish. I'm very sorry.
It's my channel.
That was really good. I'm actually
Can I do it again?
Yeah.
Again.
Right. I'll... It's like, yeah, the combination of a grown woman and a 7-year-old. Right, Rich Mitch with the Alan Partridge reference there, left foot like a traction engine.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, there's a piece of Alan Partridge commentary. Right, so that was brilliant. Don't you think the video actually misses a cat jumping up on the about now in the middle of the...
Yeah, we need a cat.
Should I get a cat?
Get a cat.
Should I get a cat?
Get a cat just to appear in the videos every now and then.
Yeah, but then I'd have to actually be responsible
You
for
have
that
to
cat.
feed it and let it do
The
poos
other-
and wheeze.
7 days and 23 hours of the week.
And 24 hours, I think,
Yeah.
of a week.
Yeah, but
No, probably even more
the
than
time
that.
that we're not on. I would like a cat,
Would you?
but I wouldn't like to have
It's
to
a bit of a commitment.
feed it and let it go to the toilet and worry about what to do if I went on holiday.
Yeah.
So if it just looked after itself, I would let one live here. If it was
You
like
would
independent-
let one
if it was
live
like-
here.
If it was self-sufficient.
Yeah.
But the problem comes when I have to
Cats
think.
are the most
Yeah, no, that's.
self-sufficient
Yeah, I
animal,
would never have a dog.
but they are not
Yeah.
completely self-sufficient. So yeah.
So that's the. I do like them. Is it not that comfy?
No. Well, no, not really. But
Well, I told you it's a man house. It's not meant to be comfy. Yeah. What kind of cat would be appropriate if you've got a sweetie? What would I have?
we don't want a Bengal. Bengals are mental. You know
Probably
that
not.
from your sister's cat.
They're very aggressive.
Yeah.
Has anyone else at home got pets, and how do they compare to Sweetie? Yeah, discuss please. So what cat would I have then?
I don't know because
I think I'd have like one of those ones that's grey all over. Quite like them.
pretty short hair.
Yeah, is that what they are?
Sheep
Quite like them.
advert.
Yeah, they're quite like them.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I don't know what the personality is like, but they are beautiful to look at.
I like them aesthetically, not in a weird way.
Aesthetically.
Not in a weird way.
Aesthetically, that's
they
the
look
kind of
good.
cat I want in my flat. I
Um,
think we should smell some shit.
okay, yeah, it is about time. Yeah.
Come on, let's do this. Come
3 Chihuahuas, my own inner city gang, says Rush. There. He's got 3 Chihuahuas.
on. Okay. Oh, doggy dogs.
Someone's got a moss ball.
Ah.
Is that an animal? Right, fragrances, yeah?
Sense of me. Cheers. This glass is actually Dan's.
Oh, sorry.
So he
Is it-
chose
oh, is it
that.
up? Yeah, okay.
No, I've got a drink. He chose that for me to drink when I come and visit. So yeah, this is not actually my actual glass, but it kind of is because
It is,
Dan
yeah.
got it for me. Christy's here. You need a cardboard cat to hold up every once in a while. Yeah, you just need a cardboard cat.
Is that Christy?
Christy, not Christy Long. Christy, who is a friend on my live
Hello.
chats. That Christy there.
No, I don't want a cardboard cat. But I don't think I'd have any other animal. I wouldn't want a rabbit or a gerbil or one in. I wouldn't want one in a cage because I don't think that's fun.
Get a rabbit.
Yeah, but they have to live in a cage.
I'm not necessarily talking about those kind of rabbits.
Fuck's sake. Embarrassing me. Make me blush. Yeah, well.
Raj says, any frags that smell like beer? There are whiskey, rum, wine-based ones.
Yeah.
Any beer frags?
No, it doesn't really seem to be a thing.
Think so.
Because beer doesn't really. It smells mildly appetising to drink it, but it doesn't really have a. I don't think it works.
I think anything malty or hoppy. Malty or hoppy would smell a bit beer-like.
But it's so slight that you may as well then talk about whiskey or something, which is kind of a grain distilled to a more potent level. So it kind of you may as well have whiskey.
There's quite a difference between whiskey and beer.
True. Well, no, there is.
If a perfume was to have a beer note,
you could put hop notes in.
You could do hoppy notes.
Because there are a lot of tropical mango.
But that takes us back to the bunny rabbits.
Why?
Hoppy.
Jesus Christ. Very sharp, yeah. Yeah. Fancy craft beers have a lot of tropical fruit notes in the aroma, but then you're just going to call those notes mango or guava in the notes. You're not going to say
guava beer.
IPA beer note. Okay.
Okay, so let's smell some of this stuff. Swedoft.
Okay, Swedoft. Now, this is a Swedish brand.
Really? What? Is that how they got their name?
I think it might be, yeah. And the perfumer is called Svian J.A. I'm not sure what's the first name or the second, but I guess he's called J.A. Svian.
Right.
I'm not sure, he might not be. Anyway, these are some fragrances from them. We've got Rasputin. Rasputin, lover of the Russian king, just British love machine. So, yes, Rasputin, as famously immortalised in a Boney M song, is this man here, who was a somewhat eccentric priest who was associated with the Russian royal family.
Right.
Did you know about this?
I thought Rasputin was like a leader of the country.
No.
No.
Well, no. He was a member of the close confidants of the royal family of Russia,
right,
who had some very sick children who were haemophiliacs, and they were he was sort of supposed to have magic powers that could heal them, but he was also somewhat controversial, according to the Boney M song, which is a good source of historical information. Could have been a lover of the Russian queen as well.
Yeah.
So he was a saucy sorcerer, kind of Russian Orthodox priest guy.
With sick children you can heal.
Exactly.
But you could, okay, fine.
And he got bumped off.
Right.
Because he was an embarrassment to the royal family. But apparently he was very hard to kill because of his magical powers. So it was like a horror film where they shot him 20 times and then he got up and they just about killed him in the end. Anyway.
Alright, we're about to smell this. We're going to smell of blood and guts or something.
No, doesn't smell that. So.
Good.
So Rasputin, I'll read some of the notes, but I won't spoil the surprise. Ready? I'll be actually very interested to know if you like this, Claire.
Christy says, wow, a history lesson, love it. So is this an actual real person from history?
Yes, Rasputin was a real person from history who
wow.
I think he died in 1916.
Yeah, so Rush says they had to kill him a few times over.
Yeah. He kept getting up, apparently. He was like
They give him
which added to the legend. No, they didn't have Viagra. They're not... It added to the legend of it being somewhat supernatural.
Yeah.
You know, like in a horror film where you think someone's dead and they suddenly get up out the bath. He was like one of them people, but they did kill him in the end, right? Apparently.
Was he evil though?
Well, it depends depends what you think. Don't know. No comment. I don't believe in good or evil. I just believe in more objective things. Okay. 3 sprays. Oh, I think you. I don't know what you're going to say about that. This is Rasputin then.
Okay. Instantly.
Right, we need to read comments, says John W. He says, Gravitas, I'm sure, will be epic. Thank you, John. I'm very excited. It'll be with people very soon, I am sure. Muddy recently homed a 4-month old retriever puppy. That's nice, isn't it? I'd have a puppy, but once it got big, I'd just take it down the pond.
The pond? You'd kill it?
No, I wouldn't. But I like puppies, but I don't. I find dogs, they're quite.
Imagine if it ate your chest.
No, I'm only. Yeah.
And all your perfumes.
No, I do really like puppies and dogs, but they're a bit more of a commitment.
Massive commitment.
Yeah, sorry, but that's really good. Who said that?
Rush? Was it Rush?
Muddy.
Oh no, Muddy.
Muddy. No, that's really good. And I wouldn't really take the dog to the pond, so that was a bad joke.
Okay, this is interesting. It smells like it's got honey in it. It's quite sweet, but still feels masculine. Feels floral, honey, hay, woods.
Yeah, hay's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, feels like hay, woods, floral, honey.
Would you say it's sort of spicy?
Yeah, a little bit spicy.
Woody and a bit fresh?
Yeah, all of that.
And has a ballpark similarity in the kind of fragrance that it is, maybe to Spice and Wood by Creed-ish?
No.
Clive Christian X, apparently, I've heard it compared to.
I would say if you told me it's Histoire de Parfum, it
okay.
feels like it fits into their line.
Oh, okay.
I don't quite know why, but it feels like it fits more into their line. It's quite a sharp honey with some medicinal aspects to it. Woodsy, eucalyptus or something mentholated. I don't feel like I'm loving it. It feels
what?
Feels a bit medicinal.
I really like it.
It's making me think about illnesses.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's like a medicine.
Right.
It's medicinal to me. Might change, but a bit medicinal.
Okay. Fair enough. Has anyone else out there tried it? Would you get a slight Coca-Cola or ginger ale vibe off the opening?
Yeah, ginger ale. I can get the ginger ale.
Ginger ale, isn't
yeah,
it?
ginger
Which
ale.
I love. That's probably why I like it. Like a brandy and
I like ginger ale. Vodka and ginger ale's good.
Oh yeah, why don't you drink that?
Moscow Mule.
Why don't we start getting ginger ale? Because you can have diet ginger ale. Would you try that with a vodka?
Yeah.
To like liven up your live streams, so you're not having.
So it's not always. Are you saying that my live streams are shit because it's always vodka and
I think some reviewers have mentioned, behind your back.
Need to mix it up.
To mix up.
Need to mix it up.
Would you try a vodka and a diet ginger ale?
I will totally have a ginger ale and vodka.
Oh, I might even join you for that because I love ginger ale.
We'll have like a bit of lime in it as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you have ice in that or not?
One cube.
Coming soon, viewers. Okay. I really like this. I think but I do find a marked similarity with my memory of Clive Christian X and clones by Unspoken brands that I also have in my possession.
Right.
So, but I think it's got a bit more going on. And yeah, bergamot, black pepper, ginger, cinnamon, aromatic herbs. I think it's really good, but it's obviously more a me thing than a you thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say dislike it. It smells like it's got its own character, which I give it credit for. It's just a bit medicinal for my taste.
Muddy says Rasputin should smell like a dirty old man to be authentic. No comment. Yes, could be. Rashda loves cola-noted fragrances. I kind of do a bit. There used to be disgustingly sweet ginger beer Alco Pop things. Did you ever have Alco Pops when they came out?
Yeah.
Oh, talk to me, because we grew up in a very similar era.
Yeah, I was
Did you
into
have
the...
Hooch?
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
But more recently, there is a ginger beer. I can't remember what it's called now. Krabby's.
Oh,
Krabby's
yeah, this
ginger
is
beer,
it.
which is like 5% alcohol ginger beer, and I did. That is definitely not my arse.
This is the sofa bit. It does sound
actually
remarkably similar to Flapjacks.
Fart sounds.
But I don't think the viewers necessarily hear that. Yeah.
No, hopefully not.
But I should have looked into this when I should have read reviews.
Should have read reviews.
Every time I move.
How does the sofa sound when you move?
It's not really a good thing. So yeah, what did you think of Krabby's? I've never tried it.
It's a bit sweet. It's a ginger beer, but it's got a bit more sweetness, I guess, with the alcohol.
Right.
I don't know why. But I used to be a bit of a fan of it.
Okay.
Here and there, you know, like it wasn't a regular drink, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, because it's really moved on in the alco pop world since the hooch exploded onto the scene. But I got into drinking just before there were any alco pops, so you actually had to like bite the bullet and drink things that actually smelled like a grown-up would drink. Cider was your
Cider,
easiest way in was cider because it sort of tasted like apple juice.
Cheap.
But then you would find the next day that you would pay for that. Yeah. Somebody says, what are our thoughts on Royal Oud? Which we could give because we do have a bottle.
Do you want to grab it?
But should we move on with the Rasputin
do you want to do?
stuff?
Let's do more of the Swedofts.
Okay, we'll do Royal Oud because we've got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do some more of the Swedoft stuff.
Remember Mets that used to make your tongue crack? Don't know that one. Mets. Maybe that's an alco drink.
Were they those little bricks? Were they like little bricks in stack of bricks, different colours?
Right.
John is from the UK, so we should know what he's talking about.
Now, Jon Snow's not the person who used to do the election night analysis, is he?
Jon Snow is not the newsreader that you're thinking of.
Sorry. I assumed, well, I kind of hoped that he was, but no. Sorry.
But if he wants to pretend to be, Jon Snow, do you want to give us the latest news?
Just a bit of fun. Here, Mr Major's Little Blue Men, this is the winning line, and here's Mr Kinnick's Men, and on a current projection, which is just all we've got to vote, just on the results of the result in Sunderland North, we've got a predicted Conservative majority of 13 seats. But it's just a bit of fun. That's my impersonation.
Is that Jon Snow?
Yeah, in the 1992
Alright.
election. Okay. Where were we? Back to earth with a thud. Cambodian Oud.
Let's smell another.
Swedoft.
Let's smell another Swedoft.
So, Swedoft has brought us here Cambodian Oud, which is exactly what you're hoping for from a Swedish perfume, isn't it? Really? Apparently, there's some story where the perfumes are submerged in the Norwegian/Swedish Sea.
Yeah.
At great depth, which increases the pressure and has some effect on the fragrance within this metal thing that they place at the bottom of the sea, which is then hoisted up. Do you buy into that?
I'm not sure I'm feeling it.
Are you not buying into that?
Submerging your fragrance into the water is really going to make that much difference to how it ends up smelling.
Could it be a bit of a prank? A bit of a gimmick?
Bit of a gimmick, maybe.
The presentation is, on these 30ml, is pleasant but admittedly generic 30ml bottles.
They don't look high end, if I'm honest with you.
Did you not feel the Rasputin one did?
No.
Oh dear. It's lucky this is on your channel. My relationship with the brand will be destroyed.
I'm sorry, I certainly don't like the opening.
Oh no! Quite. I won't tell you about this video then, right? But that's what we love you for, honesty.
No one loves me, but it's a bit sharp and.
Fragrance test tube says, does anyone need to drive home after this? That's us, I think.
Well, I don't. I'm going to walk.
No, I'll walk you home.
Oh, thank you.
It's literally 5 minutes away.
This is a bit sharp. I really don't like the oud in there. It reminds me of the synthetic ouds. Are they saying if it's synthetic or?
No, they didn't specify.
It does smell like the fragrances that have got synthetic oud. If I'm honest,
I do agree that it is that oud.
I don't like it.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It reminded me a bit of Oud Wood by Tom Ford, not like a clone, but
it's very much
that
a
kind
Western oud. It's a bit sharp.
It's a bit of an M7 Oud.
Yeah.
YSL M7.
I'm not feeling that at all.
I didn't think
like when we smelled the Bortnikovs, and I would say I smell barnyards. I smell like I'm walking through fields and the muck spreading. And that's not necessarily what some people would think is a good thing.
Yep.
But actually, to me, I'd rather smell that.
Yep.
That is, to me, that's sharp. and harsh
Okay.
and a bit.
I didn't think that would be your favourite.
No, I don't like.
Jon Snow says Metz was in a white bottle and looked like Smirnoff Ice. It does ring a bell, yeah. But I never. Did you ever drink Smirnoff Ice?
Yeah, not a lot though. 'Cause even for me, that was too sweet.
I thought that was a very tacky idea to take a pre-mixed type drink like that.
And it was mixed with like a lemonade-y.
I thought that was very poor form indeed. When people drank that, I felt, you know.
I drank a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
Those blue things, those wicked.
Oh, I hope you didn't drink those, Claire.
I didn't drink a lot of them.
You were surely of a generation before that really hit the scene.
No, I did end up drinking a few of those, but they were too sweet, and I felt like when I drank them that they were actually rotting my insides.
You could, drink shouldn't be blue, should it?
No.
Most things that are blue are bleach or car or Smurfs, none of which you should
drink.
No, exactly. What I sort of remember more as a slightly older, well, no, not older than you, but
you're a little tiny bit older.
A tiny bit older. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I am. But
you definitely look quite a lot older than me.
Thanks. Yes, so some of my less sympathetic viewers often mention. Were some of the old lagers that you could get, like you could get Hofmeister and stuff that no longer is out there, that you had to surreptitiously buy from the
free, was it 3%?
Yeah, they were really weak, and they were disgusting, really, I guess. But yeah, we used to buy those. And you could certainly drink them perhaps more easily than you can now when you weren't 18.
Way easier.
The guy in the Barnet food hall used to go, don't I give you a paper bag, or you be careful, or something. He didn't want anyone to know. But
we were 15, we were buying.
In the pub as well, wasn't it? Like they were saying, ID, unless you look 25.
They weren't massively, establishments weren't massively under pressure from police and government to worry about too much how old you were.
And that's the way it should be. The Hofmeister bear, Follow the Bear, wasn't it?
Oh, Follow the Bear,
McEwen's Lager. When we had a Wetherspoons, it had the cheapest drink you could buy was called Scotch Bitter, which was 89p a pint, which even then was very cheap. I mean, obviously money has changed in value. But bottles of Thunderbird, Thunderbird. I never used. Other people I knew drank that, but I regarded that as hard stuff. It was like going on meth or something.
No, I done that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Right. What about Americans? Like you had stuff like Colt 45, there's malt liquors. We got a couple of those gradually filtered over here.
Right. No, I don't know about that.
All right. Let's move on to the sophisticated fragrance. So you weren't bothered massively about Rasputin. You actually disliked Cambodian Oud.
Yeah.
So hopes for royal satisfaction. I'm not high. Yeah. I'm not. I think that was clean, but I'm not sure. I have ordered these strips, but I think they must be coming from
Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia. How did you know that was what I was thinking? Ready? Mm-hmm. This is the one I think you may like.
Okay.
So I'm going to say.
Alright.
A good sprayer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's lovely. The Fragrance Apprentice. We are honoured.
Hi George, we watched you earlier.
We watched you with a certain lesser known fragrance reviewer who you kindly gave a bit of exposure to.
Yeah, it was nice on you for
help him out.
Giving Jezza a little bit of exposure on your channel.
Yeah, he might come to something.
No, this is much better.
The mum and dad of the fragrance community.
What, us?
Is that a compliment? Yeah, from George.
Well, grandma and grandpa.
We like to think of ourselves as the Phil and Holly of the
Phil and Holly. I'll take that. Yeah.
Thank you, George. Hello, how are you?
This is kind of. You need to wake.
Are you still with the great one?
You need to wake their fucking thing up.
Are you still with the great one himself? Overseas in America.
Or are you still with Jeremy? What do you think on that?
I quite like it, don't you?
I actually do.
It's sort of spicy, a bit sweet, but sort of fresh at the same time.
Mentholated. Mint is kind of like minty.
So this is Royal Satisfaction from Swedoft.
Orangey as well, like some citrus.
Yeah, My
Right.
very first impression with it was a freshie. It's only got like a few notes, and one of them's saffron,
Right.
which is it's not very. Saffron's one of those notes that sounds very posh because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And have you ever had a saffron bun or anything like that?
No,
Or
I've
ever
used
eaten it, or
saffron. I've had like a little pot of saffron, and I've infused it in rice and stuff a long time ago. To me, this is more about like minty, mentholated stuff.
Right. The Fragrance Apprentice, that's George, says he's watching the Great One right now. He has a fragrance out called Gravitas. I didn't pay him. I think sometimes you can receive live stream payments, but I think I should actually pay him.
You need
for
to
that.
pay. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I don't actually have the technology to do that, or I would. Yeah. Thank you, George.
He's still in LA, George.
Are you still out there? And where is Jeremy now? Are you guys like doing Netflix
Are you bum buddies?
Netflix and chill, or I don't know.
Have you had the Ferrari time yet? And was it worth it?
I should think Jeremy's probably had a couple of lagers or something.
I don't know. He doesn't drink.
Oh,
so,
right, okay.
Yeah, probably not. That's really citrusy
Right,
now. Like I feel like I'm getting orange and mandarin.
Well, satisfaction's alright, isn't it? Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I consider it to be a nice, actually fresh, spicy scent.
Yeah.
But it's quite unique.
I would like to wear that. I'd like to see how that works on skin.
Okay. So Royal Satisfaction is the one that we both like.
That's the one I like. I don't like the others.
Chris from Fragmental really liked it. Oh look, he's just given you a £5.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, George, we weren't trying to get you to give us money.
Hang on, listen to this. Although Smelly is great, Claire is the greatest.
Oh, I'm off now.
Cheers, George.
I'm going to do a Jeremy and just suddenly leave the video.
Okay, thanks guys, bye.
and he's trying to muscle in on my vintage fragrance game, isn't he?
What?
Jeremy, I'm the one who buys vintage fragrances. So have a word with him about that, George, because I think he's obviously seen, where he's kind of falling behind. He's worried I'm going to overtake him. So, Claire's maximum, no weakness. Yeah, she's got very much of that.
There's no weakness here.
Very much a very maximum philosophy. Yeah.
Cleopatra, hello guys. I own rabbits, and I have to say they don't have to live in a cage. Dan, that sounds awful. Buying a free from morning to late evening in our garden.
Right.
There you go. You see.
I'm sorry about that. Good. Well, actually, we're on the same page, as they say, because I just don't like I wouldn't like to have a pet that was enslaved in a cage. So therefore, I'm not an animal rights militant, as you can probably may have gathered. But I don't actually like to see animals in cages that I was kind of having as a pet.
Yeah.
So I do like to see if you could have a rabbit that could run around. But I think for most of us, if you just had a rabbit and put it in the garden, it'd be gone or killed by a fox within 2 days. So therefore, but I might have a cat, but I need to find a species of cat that can feed itself and look after itself during holidays, and just likes to cuddle and be stroked occasionally. That's all that it needs from me. So if anyone knows a niche breed, like a what's the word?
So like a self-sufficient breed.
Yeah, a special pedigree. No, what are they called? Pedigree. Pedigree cats. No. What's the word for a cat that's not a moggy? Like your cat.
Pedigree.
Yeah, a special breed of cat that's
yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Come on, shall we smell some of this Aaron and Terence Hughes stuff?
Oh, right, now, blimey, now we get to the juice of the video. Okay, guys, stay tuned. So let's
get to the crutch of the matter.
Well, I think the crux is the word. Aaron Terence Hughes, a little known fragrance reviewer.
Aaron.
Is that how you spell it?
A-A-A-R-O-N.
Is that how you spell it?
Aaron, yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
And that's how it is, really.
Right, okay. Leo Guzman, he's late to the party, hello. I think that's when you want to turn up, isn't it, after things have warmed up, so that's good.
Yeah, always. Always want to be late. Party.
Bureau nerdy fragrance reviews. Are we still talking about cats here or cats? I don't understand that comment. Cats is in inverted commas in one place, so is that a euphemism for something?
Maybe.
Okay.
So that's Hillary.
Okay, hello. The Fragrance Apprentice has announced that his vocabulary is now maximum. I think it would be after a week with, or after spending time with
Everything's going to be maximum.
the great the maximum
hanging
leader.
out with Jezza.
Now, does he wear the same white suit every day, George, or does he have several different
Has
ones?
he got loads? Because
he must do, because
you've got
otherwise
to wash
must
it every
get
day, otherwise it's going to look really dirty.
Be quite.
And there's no room for accidents there.
I actually think he's got a couple though. Do you reckon?
Oh.
Yeah.
There's definitely no like wet farts going on.
Not in his videos, but there are on ours because I've got a very squeaky sofa. So we're going to do Terence Hughes fragrances.
Terence Hughes.
Aaron, are you sure about that?
It's Aaron.
I just call him ATH.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Aaron.
Okay.
Anywho. So let's smell some of this stuff. So
can I go to the bathroom?
You go to the bathroom. Shall we start spraying stuff?
Yes.
So Robert Crawford sent us all this shit. Sent us all this stuff.
He has a solid tumble dryer, and I don't even know if he sleeps. That's good info, man.
And yeah, he didn't look like he's had much sleep when he was in your video, to be fair, George. Like, he looks a bit tired.
I'm sure that's all the hard work he puts in.
Tired around the eyeballs.
Mind you, I look that way sometimes, don't I?
Yeah.
No comment.
So I'm going to pre-spray some of this stuff. So we've got Aaron Totesi's Rose here. So we're going to spray that. We're just going to pre-spray it. I'll keep the bottle with the paper so that we know what's what. Give it a chance to settle. We've got Onyx here. Excuse me. We've got Filth XXL. Filth XXL. We need more.
Yes.
We need more strips.
Ah, right. Oh, right.
Can you smell it?
Oh,
It smells really oud. It smells like a combination of oud and patchouli in the air.
Oh yeah, I do smell.
And a bit of candy floss.
Rose, or it smells a bit like
it's
Portrait of a Lady in the air. Okay, high class custom strips.
Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Here we
No
go.
expense, but we should cut that in half, right?
Come on. I'll keep spraying.
Yep.
We've got a lot here. Oh, we've done Rose.
So just to fill in any viewers who didn't know, I don't think did we actually mention what we had for dinner?
No.
So we got a takeaway curry in true British fashion. The weather here has been atrocious for
Fucking horrible.
Unremittingly shit for about what, 3 months? No,
Almost
the entire winter.
It's been a few days in between that have been okay.
No, but less than usual.
But pretty much most of the time,
Yeah.
the weather here has been pretty shit.
Like oppressively horrible.
Yeah.
And although we haven't had snow, which normally we would have a heavy snowfall, one
least
snowfall.
a few days of bad snow.
We haven't had that. But I'd actually have swapped that for some okay days.
I get that.
And not this much unrelenting rain.
Yeah.
So it's a bit upsetting. Anyway.
Wow! Come on,
What's
you
that?
fucking everything up. Sorry for the language, but
Dear, it was your channel.
Yeah, but you're mixing up
I'm sorry about that.
all the decants.
Oh, so you don't know what's what? I'm sorry.
Against the things I sprayed.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
So I don't even know.
Do you want to start again? I'm really sorry.
Oh, we're so professional here.
Okay.
So
What happened? Which ones do you not feel confident of?
Oh, I don't even know.
Okay, let's just do it's fine, don't worry.
Right,
Just
George
move.
says he's wild. I'm washing the dishes. He came up to me and was like, "Hey, George." I replied, "Hey, Jessa, what's up?" And he simply said, "Maximum immortality."
What a bizarre scene. What? Hang on, George. Are you staying in the same place with Jeremy?
And he looked at him and said, "Jessa, mate, I'm doing the dishes. What can I do with that?"
Right.
Are you staying together, George?
How does that work? That's brilliant.
Because I have a feeling Jeremy's not the most comfortable person to stay with.
I'd like to
Would you like to stay with Jeremy?
No. And I'm sure he wouldn't like to stay with me either. I don't like to stay with many people. And I think that would be we'd be a difficult couple.
I think you're both actually quite similar.
Should we get on? Oh, I don't know how to take that.
You're both quite straight up.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know,
Yeah. I'd be alright with him, yeah.
both a bit awkward. Sorry.
How do you know that he's awkward? Yeah, it could be interesting, couldn't it? The Fragrance Apprentice, I just looked... Oh, I never said that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, so what, so
okay,
I
right,
sprayed
okay.
stuff and
I'm sorry, I sat
we've
down.
lost what we sprayed.
I do apologise. If we just hold them up and spray them as we go fresh, it'll be alright. Yeah?
Yes.
Sorry, I
Okay,
am sorry.
let's do Filth XXL. Ready?
What? Hang on. Whoa. The fragrance is called Filth XXL.
Yeah.
Terence Hughes. Okay.
So it's.
I don't know anything about this. We have met him once, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So.
But he didn't send us these. They were sent.
No, they were sent by Robert.
Thank you.
Robert is a big fan of the fragrances. Robert really loves the fragrances, and he sent them lots of them to me for me to try. Filth XXL is supposed to be a bit of a layering fragrance, so you wear it underneath stuff to add a layer of something slightly animalic.
The Fragrance Apprentice says, yes, we are staying together. He's a proper laugh, to be honest. We got on in a bizarre way.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. It's supposed to be layered, you say? Okay. Bit sort of glue-like.
I think, to me, this is the most chemical smelling of them all. It really does remind me of just chemicals. And I told you yesterday, I met up with a colleague, a technician who's also from my company, who's also into fragrances. And he said the same. It smells very chemical-like, and not in a fragrance chemical way. Like
yeah.
On its own, maybe as a layering fragrance, I don't know, but on its own, to me, it's just very much like you said, glue, chemical.
Maybe a bit of menthol, eucalyptus type of vibe, a bit medicinal. Yeah.
Kind of
it's okay, but
quite synthetic, I think.
I wouldn't say that massively appeals to me.
I don't
it's
love
called
it.
what? Filth XXL.
Yeah. There is a slightly animalic aspect to it. I don't think it's horrible. It's just not. It's not for me. It feels like a lot of synthetic notes. It doesn't feel like there's nothing I recognise here. There's nothing I recognise from nature. So there's no floral. There's no woods. There's nothing that I would say that reminds me of something from real life. Okay. It feels quite chemically.
Yeah.
So for me, that's not really not for me.
Yeah.
That's not for me. Yeah. So
All
I'll pop that down there out the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
You want to try another one?
Yeah. If you know which one that is.
That's
if there's one that you definitely know which one it is, we'll do that.
I think
just
respray.
Okay, fine.
So we've got a fresh.
It's more fun anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go fresh spray.
Okay.
Let's do Onyx. So Onyx is quite
Onyx
is quite a loud fragrance, and that I found. Oops, sorry. In my experience of it,
crikey!
I tried it a few times on skin and on paper, and I found parts of it I liked, parts of it I didn't like. I thought the opening was very bombastic.
So this is called Onyx.
To me, it's very patchouli-esque. DJ M1 says Georgia Argenta's new smells actually really good.
The Fragrance Apprentice says, I'd love to stay with Mr Smelly next time round if I'm invited.
You got a spare
Definitely.
bed, you can make him a spare bed.
It would basically be a non-stop Monty Python's Flying Circus. It could be, couldn't it?
I want to join in though.
Well, you could be...
I want to be part of it.
There was a big number of people in that
I
programme.
want to be Barbara Cartland. Is she in that? No.
There was a female person. If anyone's clever enough to know although this is slightly patronising, because there was a female person in it, but she wasn't really. She was just the bit of crumpet for the video, so it wasn't fair. But there was a lady who was in the videos, but we would make you a fully fledged member, of course.
No, I'm not for that.
So that
Come
could be
on,
really
let's
fun.
do that.
But George, you are invited. It's Rochester in Kent.
George, come down.
It's not a million miles away.
Well, let's do some shit.
So
We won't
I do have a space for you.
We won't give you the exposure that Jezza will, but
No, probably
do you know
not.
what? You'll have a fucking barrel of laughs.
Well, yeah. Well,
This
curries galore.
curry and
Great many pubs.
innuendos, and we'll actually laugh at your jokes. So this smells oody and patchouli-esque.
I thought it was a rose oud.
Yes.
That could well
That's what I
include
think
something.
it is.
Reminds me of Portrait of a Lady.
It doesn't remind me of Portrait of a Lady because I think Portrait of a Lady is really nice, and that to me is a bit too oody and a bit too patchouli for my tastes. But I think if you like that kind of thing, if you like Portrait of a Lady, but you wish the oody patchouli aspects were amped up.
That's okay. No, I like that. That's all right.
But you have to wait for it to dry down.
Yeah.
As I said, I have aspects of this I like, and then it changes.
And that's called Onyx. Okay.
Then
yeah,
I
that's
don't
nice.
like
It's
it.
a nice rose oud.
Then I like it. So it changes quite a lot. So we'll pop that on the floor and see how that goes.
I think. Has anyone else smelled the Aaron Terence Hughes range? I think, without wishing to bring controversy to your channel, Aaron Terence Hughes clearly is a slightly polarising figure, isn't he? So that's an interesting thing going on with his brand.
Definitely,
people we then really.
He's a bit Marmite. I would say he's a bit Marmite.
Yes, definitely. He's clearly got a lot of people who are very, very ardent followers. Yeah. And some people who are a bit, because perhaps because he's flamboyant and he suddenly exploded on the scene, if you pardon the expression, that they find there's a natural tendency to want to knock him down. So I think it's really, I kind of find that stuff fun. I do like Fragcom drama.
It's interesting to watch.
I like it. Yeah.
And he produces fragrances very, very quickly. And I think the fact that he's from conception to retail is a very short period of time.
Oh right, yeah.
So some people will be very sceptical about that because they wonder how long he's been on the maceration time and on the legality side of it. And then I look at my favourite perfumers and they spend years sometimes in conception of fragrances. So it's up to the individual what they want from their perfumer.
Well, you can spend as long or as little as you like on maceration, can't you?
Maceration can take as long as sometimes.
If you want to just do it quickly,
it's what's in your
fine.
head.
If you've got a bit more time to spare,
visualising certain things.
If you've got more time to spare, then you can spend longer. Okay, moving on.
So let's Someone's getting posh here.
I'll just move over here. I don't think Claire likes me moving on this sofa.
It's all got messed up, so we just have to do everything.
Apparently, my sofa isn't conducive to fragrance smelling.
This is all fucking bullshit. Right, we've got fresh paper, yeah?
Yes, we've got that. We do have that.
Chocolate raisin oud.
Is anyone still here? I'm a fan, but we all have different tastes in that. Well, I want to be objective about these fragrances. I did like the very citrusy petitgrain one.
Oh, slut.
There's no need to. That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. There's no need to be like that. Yes. Oh, that's quite interesting. Yeah.
Chocolate rose oud, that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
Why does
find
it?
it a bit sickly.
Oh, I see the chocolatey thing.
I've
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
it a few times, and I thought
That's a bit naughty though. It's got a bit of funk. That's quite funky.
maybe
That's got a
what it
fecal.
is. Yeah. I was
That's got
expecting to like that one, and I really find it quite sickly.
Yeah. Did you say chocolate rose oud?
Yeah.
It's got a funky oud. It's got a bit of a poopy oud.
Almost vomity.
Yeah, but okay. That's at least that's quite complex.
This is my least favourite. I think chocolate
What's it
rose
called?
oud. The name draws me in. The smell draws me out. I just.
Right.
I find that really sickly.
It is very sweet. It definitely has to
Do you
me
get all
a
of
slight
Do you get
funky
chocolate
oud.
rose nude?
Yes.
See, I don't get so much chocolate. I don't know.
I get more of a slightly funky animalic oud, a slightly off-putting oud.
If you think about, you
Not
remember
off-putting,
Jicky?
but-
Do you remember when you put Jicky
Yeah,
on your
Jicky.
skin?
Yeah.
And we both said it smelled like nappies.
That's Guerlain Jicky, yeah.
On your skin, it smelled like nappies.
It's quite funky, yeah.
And I remember that when I smell that.
Yeah, I think it has like a civet or something in it.
It's like like baby poo smell.
Yeah, it could be.
Would you wear that?
No. At the moment, no.
No.
Well, it wouldn't be. I mean, I'm not saying I would never wear that. I mean, I would refuse to wear it, but there is always going to be something I probably might favour over that in my collection. So therefore, no. But I think that smells quite interesting. But it's not blowing my mind, and I'm not loving it.
From all of them, this is definitely one of my least favourites.
Okay.
Which surprised me because by the name, and I love gourmands, I expected this to be my favourite.
Should have been. Yeah.
Apart from the oud, which I can struggle with. But chocolate rose, I thought, I'm probably going to like that.
Right.
I find that really tough.
Okay.
Really tough to do.
So you're not massively blown away with these?
Not at the moment.
Jon Snow says I'm a fan, but we all have different tastes in that.
Oh, that's got stuff on it. Let's try Arabica.
Interesting question. Robert Al says, do the fragrances from Terence Hughes, Aaron, as in an Aaron sweater? If I visualise that in my mind.
It's Aaron, yeah.
Fine. Huh? So there's no one called Aaron? Is that just wrong?
Aaron. It's probably from Lord of the Rings or something. Aaron. Right. It's Aaron. Double A. Aaron.
Fine. 88.
Yes.
Do his fragrances have real oud in them? He says yes.
He says yes.
Okay.
So
the official answer is yes.
Arabica. Tell me what you get from that.
Yeah, okay. I can kind of get a creamy coffee shop vibe.
What's the main? What's the main note?
Dark coffee bean vibe.
What's the main note?
The main note.
Yeah. What are your favourite notes?
One of my favourite notes is the main note.
What
Patchouli.
In my opinion.
Patchouli.
No. Well, no, maybe, but.
One of my favourite notes.
Do you not get a load of lavender?
Oh right. Oh yeah. I suppose now that well, lavender's one of those notes. It's in so many things. You sort of.
You don't even
take it
recognise
for
it.
granted.
Yeah.
But then if you actually imagine a lavender bag or whatever when you smell it, okay. Yeah, it's pleasant. It's pleasant. Yeah, get a little bit of lavender. Yeah,
I get masses of lavender.
Oh right, okay.
A huge bag of fresh, like dried lavender. And then when it dries down, it's kind of like a masculine woodsy thing.
Right. Yeah, I get a sort of a lavender, a bit of a milky coffee thing as well.
I don't know that I really get that coffee.
Am I just buying into the image?
I think you are, yeah. Forget the name of it. Imagine if you smelt it blind and I said, what's that? what would you say it was?
Yeah, kind of spicy, woody, lavender. Yeah, it's pleasant, but it's not exciting me massively, I'll be honest, yeah. Robert Al says, how would you compare them to the Bortnikov fragrances with our in? I think that's a typo.
Oud, it might be oud.
Oh, with oud in. Oh, I think there's quite a big difference.
They're nothing like...
No, there's a big difference.
These
won't say who we like there, but the
these
well, we
are,
could do. Perhaps we should do, but...
To me, there's some nice top notes, but there's a very strong woodsy... There's a lot of synthetics in the Aaron Terence Hughes, and the Bortnikovs are very much based on naturals.
Yeah, the Bortnikovs blow your face off.
The Bortnikovs
you may or may not like them in some cases, but you certainly think, wow, that's quite
I think the Bortnikovs,
exciting.
you can tell they're made of a massive amount of naturals.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that the Aaron Terence Hughes have got naturals, but they kind of only last through the first half hour, and then they dry down to a lot of. They rely on quite a lot of woodsy notes.
Yeah, I think there's I wouldn't compare them very closely.
Aaron Terence Hughes is a lot cheaper, and they.
The Bortnikov are terribly expensive.
Are very expensive.
They are very expensive.
But Bortnikov, I think, are based on a much larger dose of naturals and very expensive naturals.
I do believe that Mr Bortnikov is actually putting some quite bizarre, rare, hard to get ingredients.
I'd say they're a million miles away.
They're reasonably far away.
A million miles away.
I don't think
Aaron Terence Hughes is like a step onto the niche ladder. If you quite like,
with the greatest of respect.
Well, if you still like the designer fragrances, you quite like if you like the drier down.
Hello, J Smooth. Just
hi, J Smooth.
I'm just following comments.
If you quite like the drier down of a lot of designer fragrances with the synthetic sort of woodsy accords, but with a little twist in that the opening is a little bit more natural. Opening is a little bit more different, but then you get like a slightly Sauvage-esque dry down.
Yeah.
That's what you get. That's what I'm getting. I don't know about you, but I mean, you're not smelling the dry down as much.
No.
And I've tried these on skin, but
I wouldn't compare to Sauvage in any case, personally. But okay, fair enough.
But you haven't tried the dry down yet.
This is true.
Yeah. Bortnikov is very much consisted of very interesting ingredients all the way through top to bottom.
Yeah, those ones, and maybe Arige L'Adore, sort of, even more so with Arige L'Adore, sort of smack you in the face with being unlike things that you've ever smelled before, really.
Yeah.
And that may mean that you don't actually like them, because they're a bit,
some of them are very polarising. Challenging.
So yeah, I would put those in a slightly different category.
I would say they're I'd say they're miles apart.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. So that's that. Now, well, are there any more? We've got a couple more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that was Arabica.
Can I intervene with a slight detour?
Go on then.
A momentary detour.
Yes.
Has anyone followed the the channel of the troll Smells Fishy? Because he's had to have his channel shut down a few times. So let us know if you've seen them. And it's called Smells Fishy, and it's hard to find because if you just search Smells Fishy, you get other stuff on YouTube.
I bet.
If you search Smells Fishy space Fragcon, you'll find him. But anyway, he's had a couple of channels, and he's basically a troll of the YouTube community. But has anyone seen his videos? He's done a few interesting ones. He's definitely made a few about me, including about my hairline, and he did make one about fragrance reviewers, merchandise things on Teespring recently, which I did kind of think was fair because he kind of criticised mine and said that I can. It's one of those things that you sort of like to put on your channel, but I can see how some people would say that's a bit naff. Selling a T-shirt of a fragrance reviewer. I get that,
Fair enough, but you're not holding a gun to anyone's head and saying you've got to buy it. Don't buy it if you don't want to.
But he also says some extremely offensive and rude things, some of which are rather sort of dubious. So, has anyone seen his videos and discuss? Thank you.
Yeah, but I'd like to say, what does he bring?
No, nothing. Well, did you know that I had a challenge? Did I tell you that I had an argument where I said him to put his face on camera?
Yeah, no, I remember you saying you mentioned it. Yeah.
Then that channel got shut down.
Right.
Which he has not answered. So if anyone wants to go and troll him and say show your face on camera, he doesn't like that because he hasn't got an answer.
That's Santal Extreme.
Okay. Aaron Terence Hughes.
So to me, that sounds like a massive overdose of patchouli. This is the one I think I like the least.
The least?
Yeah.
What don't you like about it?
It smells like patchouli, like overdose patchouli, which is my least favourite ingredient.
Oh, right.
So
it's patchouli and it is a kind of sandalwood patchouli combination. You
don't
don't pick up on the sandalwood?
I don't pick up on
What's it called? Santal Extreme?
Santal Extreme. I just get patchouli.
It reminds me of...
Slightly chocolatey. Is it like Amen style?
Yeah, a bit, actually.
Which is something I hate.
Not quite out there with Amen, but I get what you mean, and it reminds me a bit of, there's a Proraso fragrance called Woods and Spice,
right,
which has a lot of sort of sandalwood, maybe patchouli combination, which is similar.
Yeah. So that's my least. That's my least favourite of all of them. Right. Probably because it's overdosed with patchouli, which is nice. My least favourite ingredient. One of my least favourite ingredients. So it's not to say it's badly composed. It's an ingredient I just don't get on with. So
you're not really into patchouli, are you?
No.
I get what you mean about chocolatey
sickly.
Though. Patchouli can be chocolatey, can't it?
Yeah, I find it sickly.
I don't think that's bad. Yeah.
Actually, if anything, it's quite close to gravitas. Do you think though? A little bit. Like gravitas is quite heavy on the patchouli.
Yeah, but gravitas Brom does have reasonably pronounced patchouli notes, so yeah, I can see what you mean. That's okay. I don't mind it. This one was what ATH? What fragrance? This is Santal Extreme. Santal Extreme. It's okay. Rich Mitch says got to have people like smells fishy, heinous as they can be, and I agree that they should have free speech to say what they want.
Of course, yeah.
That's fair enough. And he has said some things that are funny, even some things about me that did make me laugh a bit. So, but I did say to him in one comment on a channel that got deleted, you do like to say, because he does often say certain person's fat, bald, etc. So I wonder what you look like.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that.
It's all very well to sit behind your keyboard as an invisible man and say someone's fat, someone's bald, whatever. But are you perfection? Are you a goddess?
Guessing, yeah. Do you think this guy is a ripped, good-looking dude?
I mean, he's got this Brummie accent. I'm not being horrible, but he sounds a bit thick.
He doesn't. And guessing from his voice, something says he doesn't look great either. But that may be wrong. But it doesn't matter if he doesn't look great. But if he goes around throwing stones in a glass house or whatever, then we would like to see him.
Yeah.
Because he needs to look good. And I somehow, frankly, doubt that he does. Yes, it's a Manchester. Rich Mitch is like, I think it's more of a Manchester.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
It's more of a Lancashire type.
Right, there's one fragrance I actually think is quite nice from this house.
Yes.
Shall we try that? Have you got any space? Have you got any?
Yes. So Eric Terence Hughes is quite famous for not liking to send his fragrances out to people. Isn't he?
No, I wouldn't say that. He sent a lot out to people, but he's kept it. He's kind of sent them to quite small fragrance reviewers. Oh, right. All males. He's not sent anything to females. But he sent a lot to Tony from Fragdictive.
Oh, has he? He sent fragrances.
No, he sent fragrances out to people, but he's obviously got his own ideas about who he wants to send them to, and he's not judging it on their numbers. But he's also sent them, as I say, like he's sent them to males, and that says to me, which kind of fits with how they smell, because they all have this masculine dry down.
Okay.
So that makes sense to me.
Rich Mitch says thoughts on Spitting Image returning.
Yeah, we were talking about that, weren't we?
That's did we talk about that on camera?
We mentioned it before we
Oh, did we? That's coincidence. Coincidental. Rich Mitch, where are you in the country, by the way?
You know where he is because you sent him stuff.
Yeah, but as if I remember where
yeah,
the
but
bloody
we've
hell I said
discussed this before. This has come up before.
All right, sorry, Rich.
But I've still forgotten.
Please remind me. I do apologise.
Manchester or Liverpool or something. I don't fucking know.
Newcastle. I do beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
There we go.
Apologies.
There we go.
I'll come up and do
we go.
I'll do a Get Carter style film visiting you one day.
So this is tobacco, oud and vanilla.
You like that, yeah? Yeah, okay. I thought it smelled like tobacco vanilla, doesn't it?
It's probably the most acceptable fragrance that I've smelt so far.
The most acceptable.
I know it sounds
Talk about damning with vague
I'm really
praise.
sorry. Because it's got some sweetness.
It's got a honey.
It's
nice honey.
I think
like
it's chocolatey. So this one, to me, smells chocolatey.
Nice, yeah.
It still has that synthetic Sauvage-like accord coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
But at least the sweetness, the chocolatey vanilla.
I like that actually. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
The chocolatey vanilla holds its own against the synthetic woodsiness.
It's a kind of honey note with. It reminds me of a tiny bit of zoologist bee.
No.
Didn't think you'd accept that high phrase. There's a passing sort of similarity.
I don't get that. No, I get I still get a big synthetic synthetic woodsy accord.
Okay.
But there's a counteractive chocolatey vanilla accord. That's almost like watching a fight in progress.
Right.
Of the really nice sweet vanilla fighting against the Sauvage synthetic woodsy notes. So it's like they're fighting because I don't know who's winning. But there's enough of both that I don't mind that too much. But it is still quite It's still quite synthetic woodsy.
Right. Yeah.
But at least
I quite enjoy that.
It's the sweetest of all of them.
Yeah, it's got something going for that one, hasn't it? Yeah. Definitely a honey accord. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've passed our nose over the house of Aaron, Terence Hughes.
Yeah.
And we shall look forward to perhaps trying some more. Rich Mitch says the Get Carter car park. Have you seen the film Get Carter? It's a Michael Caine film from the 70s.
Yeah, I think so.
He goes up to Newcastle to avenge the death of his brother in the 70s. It's got a
maybe not.
If you'd seen it, you'd remember it. But
Yeah.
I'll show you one day. No, actually, I don't think one day we'll ever watch it together because I don't think you'd want to. Anyway. Mitch says the car park has been knocked down. There's a famous car park scene and he went round it at speed in a vintage Mini once. It was outrageous. Yeah. It's one of Michael Caine's greatest films.
Right. Okay.
Which he classically goes up to.
Get Carter. I mean, it rings
Get
bells.
Carter,
It totally rings bells, yeah.
The only reason I came back to this crap house was to find out who killed my brother.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
This was a better film than that, actually.
Right,
to me.
okay,
But
so,
yes, that was it. It was that, but a few years later.
Okay.
Anyway.
I think we're done. Are we?
Do you remember the whiskey bottle scene at the end, Rich? He forces this guy who did it. He finds out who killed his brother, and he forces him to drink a whole bottle of whiskey in like 10 seconds, and then bludgeons him to death.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, nice note to end on.
Lovely.
Sorry, yes. So it is a very good film. I do agree with you on that, Rich Mitch. So, are we at the end?
I think we're done. We've done like probably 2 hours or something.
Good.
Am I right? Oh yeah, I think.
This is why I don't do live streams so much.
Do you not enjoy it?
No, I do. No, I do enjoy it actually. No, I'm joking. I do think it's a really good thing because you get a bit more interactivity, and it's a different kind of dynamic, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah, I think it.
I hope you don't mind me gate crashing your channel.
Well, that's
And
why I invited you on. That's
Well, and we're in front.
reason.
It's kind of almost in my home venue.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who's in charge.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's like it's different because it's my channel.
It's my home.
Your house.
It's kind of
so the
power
dynamics
struggle,
are all like whoa.
Whoa, yeah, man.
But hopefully it was enjoyable for everyone. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was, and thanks. It was great for all the comments. We hope we kept up with some of them. Sorry if we didn't see every single one.
Yeah. So
do we watch movies together? Durfee is. Oh. All right. Thanks for an entertaining evening. My husband is late home from work and this occupied me. Have a good tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
Night, night, guys. Very enjoyable.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well, it's been lovely to spend time with you, and we enjoyed discussing many, many different stuff on the channel tonight. It was in Gateshead, yes. This is the car park. It's a quarter mile from Newcastle. So they knocked it down, yeah. Yeah, it's a very grim sort of I think it's an early 70s music. Well, yeah, it is. But it's got a fantastic kind of soundtrack, and it's Michael Caine really at the peak of his powers. Okay. And yeah, really, actually, we should check it out.
I will check it out.
Claire says that.
Honestly,
there's,
I quite
there's
like
a roughly
gangster
equal
films.
chance of Claire sitting down and watching that whole film with me as me going to the entire new Smurfs film that you once suggested that we should go and watch in the cinema, which also never happened.
Exactly.
So we'll meet in the middle.
There you go.
We'll meet in the middle on something we might actually.
Right. Thank you everybody so much for watching. As always, it's a massive pleasure that you came along and joined us and stuff.
Yes.
So yeah,
we enjoyed it a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. We're going to end it here. See you later. See you in the next video.
Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.